The only thing better than meeting Whitney Houston is meeting her again. Let me tell you about the time I got to see Whitney Houston and Bobby Christina in LA. The year was 2011 and I was living in Los Angeles, and I heard that Whitney Houston was going to be performing at Clive Davis Pre-Grammy party to honor her cousin Dionne Warwick.
This particular night, my cousin is being honored for 50 years in show business. That's amazing enough.
Now, if you know me even a little bit, then you know I'm a big Whitney Houston fan. So I've made it my business to book me a room at the Beverly Hilton so that I could see Whitney Houston. No matter how many times I had met Whitney before, my goal was always to meet her again. So I packed up me and my microphone and headed to the Beverly Hilton. Now, the night of the actual event, I barely got a glimpse of Whitney. I think I seen her for 3 seconds walking to the elevator. But before I knew it was her, she was gone. However, I did meet a whole bunch of other people, including Chaka Khan. That's the first time I ever met Chaka Khan. Mickey Howard, Kelly Price. And nobody could have told me that night that one day I would interview Chaka Khan, Mickey Howard, and Kelly Price one day for Studio Q.
Hi, you know what this is. This is Mickey Howard.
And I'm Caitlin Howard.
And you're watching Studio Q.
My name is Kelly Price, and you're watching Studio Q.
Hi, I'm Chaka Khan, and you're watching Quincy on Studio Q.
Okay, back to the list of celebrities that I met that night. You know I can go off on a tangent. I'm a bit long-winded. I know y'all can't tell who that is. Gayle King, Ricky Minor, Whitney's brother Gary, Tracy Ullman, BB Winans, Sway, Stephen Hill, who was a former executive at BET. I even met Whitney's nephew Gary Michael and Nick Gordon, but no Whitney that night. I remember sitting in the lobby and meeting this guy, and I was telling him how, I was an interviewer, but I didn't have any press credentials. And he said, you need to act like you belong. Just walk in the place like you're supposed to be there. Now, normally this is something that I would tell myself, but God sent me somebody else to remind me. And so I did exactly what he said and found my way to the media room and act like I was the media that I was. I recorded the whole event on my iPod. Now, I did get a chance to see Dionne Warwick that night, and I went up and asked her for a picture. She looked me dead in the eye and said, nope. Cue music, walk on by.
Walk on by. Walk on by.
But see, that's why you can't never give up, because the next day I saw Dionne Warwick again, and I asked her for a picture for a second time. She looked around like she wanted to say no, but she said, okay, darling. And as you can see, we got the picture. After I got my picture with Dionne, I went to go check out of the hotel. And guess who I see? None other than Whitney's bodyguard, Ray. And if you know me, you know I walked right on up to Ray and said I wanted to see Whitney. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm her personal, as in bodyguard. He obviously didn't know who I was, because I'm like, I know exactly who you are. That's why I walked up to you. So he said he would tell Whitney that I was downstairs and was waiting to say hello to her. And not too long after that, Whitney Houston came down with Bobby Christina and gave me so much love. And I took the picture on my iPod. That's why it looked like it came from a fax machine. So even though I did not get to meet Whitney Houston that night, as I was checking out, she was checking out at the same time as I was. And boom, look at God. This was like my 6th encounter with Whitney Houston in my lifetime. It was short, but it was sweet, and I was so grateful. Because to me, the only thing better than meeting Whitney Houston is meeting her again.